There we go. These are the people that make it all happen.
Don't even think about it.
Okay, I won't.
Executive Director.
He won today.
Congratulations, Tom Hamlin. Nice play to MSC.
Superstar, Mr. Havlin.
All today?
Tom, did you win today?
Sure, Dave.
Oh, by the way, congratulations.
Thanks.
Get a good picture of yourself. Turn it around. There you go. Perfect. Tommy did win.
Did you beat Mr. Flown? Congratulations.
Hi, Amber.
I didn't print anything out.
Oh, there's another video.
One day a week is
I don't know how you done it, so 1 minute, that's a lot. Right?
Okay, here we go. I had a couple requests to ask, or to answer the question was, who did we lose this last year? Helma Bentley passed away, and also we lost Jerry Kopweiler last December 12th, 12/12/13. So, sad times. So, we've got 4 inductees tonight, and really excited. So, let's get my remote. You follow me? No, don't. We were having some technical difficulties earlier, so we'll see how far we get through this. I'm hoping that we can make it through. Our honored guest, Gert Fink, is right over there. USBC National, Bob Hansen is right there. Bob. We've got Lois, our president, over there. We've got Dorla Wagner over there. And Jim Beagleblock, St. Paul Hall of Fame. How's that, Jim? Dean was supposed to be here. I don't know where he's at. John Sorensen is an executive director of something right now. He's always working. I mean, you know, there's more things that you do that just amaze me. So thank you for all you do for the association. You know, that's one of the things that really makes it great is John does present us with all of the plaques. He does all of the engraving for us. I went to him and I said, hey, I want, here's what I'm dreaming of. And I said, I want name badges for all the Hall of Fame members. And so, what was it, 10 years ago that we created these? I gave you the list, and you know, the only thing that I had to pay for was nothing. And I said, I want really cool little ribbons on the bottom. So what did John do? And he did that. And Wally made the case out there, and we had dreams of folding these, but now I iron them so they're flat and make sure. So, you know, I do, I'm serious. Don't laugh at me, I'm serious, I do. And we've got 2 that are missing. I think Roger Blatt is missing 1. And who else? Donna Hoyson. I knew it. So I was looking around, and I don't know, anybody else not have their Hall of Fame pin, their name badge? If you don't, let me know, and I'll get those to John, and we'll have them next year. We're back to the list. We got Bob Margette, former president of Minneapolis USBC. I always work Bob into here, and I get to talk about him some more. Let's see who else is here besides all of us, right? Duet with the Metro Bowler, and Pat, who started the Metro Bowler. Tom Havlish is here. recording this, so we'll get to all watch this tonight at 3 in the morning. Tom Corbett, I always make sure Tom's up there. Tom, thanks for all you've done for the CBA. Diana's here, right over there. She is our association manager and keeps me on task. Tim Peterson, did he make it in?
Yes.
Okay, where is he? Wave your hand. There you are. Okay. I thought I saw you and talked to you. And of course, Diane, who owns River Liquor Store. And our association officials, the names are in the program, but we'll just have them stand up that are here tonight. So please, all of the association officials, Diana, teammates, come on, stand up. There we go. Look at there. These are the ones that make it happen. So really appreciate them. And Tom and Beth and Butch, they have always, so I had the MSC tournament today. I'm running that, like I need something to do. And so I come in and it's all set up and all ready to go. I mean, what a great team. It is just, it is so fun. So thank you, guys. The Hall of Fame workers, it is. It's not done with me. So I have the list, but everybody that helps in the Hall of Fame, even like Beth. I mean, she's not in the Hall of Fame on the Hall of Fame committee, but yeah, it's here. I got it. Didn't you get your money? I've been handing out money all night, so I'll bring some over to you.
I didn't get mine either.
It's not in the mail. I got it right there. I'll bring you over some. So certainly, and the two bright smiling faces that we see, I mean, it couldn't be more awesome. So thank you two for making sure everybody's got their ticket, their name badge, and are welcome. So that means so much. It really does. So thank you both. And let's see. Oh, a special thank you. Certainly, Butch knows what this is about. It's about all the people that really support us. There's a lot of people in here donate silently, give money, and then also like Jewett, just here, put this on your auction. So a lot of the things are donated. And I would put money on it that Diane went to the cellar and brought all that liquor out. And made sure that we had some there. So thank you, Diane. Here's our members. Chairperson, Double J. That's one thing that I've always called him since the Bob Hansen Classic is Double J. And it's kind of stuck for me, so I hope you don't mind it. Bob Margette, we've had an awesome run with that. Lois and Pat is here, and she is, there she is. I knew, your back's to me, sorry. Tom, Carol, and Gert, that's why they're so awesome, because they are really good. And Fake Name. And when I was 17, I met Steve, and I'm bowling with him, and he goes, yeah, my name's Steve Smith. I go, yeah, right, sure. And so I always called him Fake Name, and it stuck. And so he'll send me an email, and it says Fake Name on the bottom. So it is really cool. I won't tell you how I gave it to him, but well, that's another day. So now the Hall of Fame categories: Superior Performance Active, Superior Performance Veteran, Meritorious Service, Memorial, Discretionary, and Prestigious Friends of the Association. We certainly have, you can see them up there in Memory Lane and Bowlers Lane. Those headers John did too for us. So John's touched a lot of our association, besides all the plaques. I mean, it's just really awesome. But it's really fun to reflect back on our prestigious friends, those at like Coca-Cola, Old Dutch, Pearson, that have really supported our organization and still continue to this day. So Dave's still practicing. He's gonna try and stall you a little bit, but Superior Performance Active, Dave Lutz. I got some.
You got it right. You said my last name right.
Really?
That's like the second time
this year.
Decade.
And I got a couple pictures, but we'll kind of take a look at these as we go. There's some from the Bob Hansen Classic. There's one sideways. Oh, that's a cute one. That's from Jewett. So Jewett has always been awesome. She was going to send me some pictures, and I've been, really busy. I had some surgery. I'm in the midst of a job change and running the MSC. So Joette was gonna send them to me a couple weeks ago. She goes, I'll just wait, or a couple months ago. And she goes, I'll just wait till he asks. And so Friday night I was working on the pictures and putting them in the Hall of Fame, so I emailed her. So 11:30 Friday night, they all showed up just as planned, so got them all in. So certainly we'll turn it over to Ken Hollitz to introduce our first inductee. Ken?
You got a long one or short one? It's short. Okay, I'll stay up here then.
It is me.
This time it's going to be really short compared to the last time, Dave. As we all know, Dave is a very accomplished bowler. And also, I have a couple stories, but I'm going to keep it short tonight compared to the last time because he's in these Hall of Fames all the time and somebody's got to get up here and talk about him. I can only share so many, but I just got a story from yesterday. So we're in a golf tournament yesterday, and it's a 4-person scramble, so it's our normal team, Dave Olnick, myself, Cryer, and Lutz, and that's our order and how we hit all the time. So, of course, all day long we're playing, and it's the same old thing. Lutzy hits it down the middle, 220. I get up and hit it about 280. And the next guy gets up and hits it about 310, and Lucy gets up and hits it about 320, but we don't quite know where it's going. So yesterday we get up to this hole, and it's a dog leg left. Ole gets up, hits it right through the trees, but it's perfect. It's only about 40 yards out from the hole. I get up and hit one out there. It's in the middle of the fairway where it's supposed to be. So now, here you got, now this took about 3 minutes to hit those 2 balls, right? So now here we got Dave and Johnny coming up, the 2 guys that are the most articulate guys that I know. And they're also like that in bowling, okay? So here we go. Johnny gets up there, gets lined up. Dave goes up behind him. No, Johnny, here, you gotta face this way a little bit. We gotta get the dog leg in there, come on. Hook it around the tree, come on, you can do this. So Johnny gets all lined up. Up there, Dave, up there. Yeah, I got it. He swings away, the ball goes straight dead, right over the trees, into the range. So how'd that go? Well, pretty good. It was straight, Johnny. Okay, so now Dave gets up. Dave gets up and lines up. Johnny's behind him. Okay, a little bit over here, a little bit over here. Okay, get it? You got it? Yep, got it. Dave hits it. Where's that go? Oh yeah, that's straight into the range too. So what are we doing? We're taking the very first ball we hit. And these guys are taking 10 minutes to hit the ball after Ole and I took like 3 minutes to hit it. So the whole day kind of goes like this. We end up at 13 under, which is a pretty good score. I was 5th. But anyway, I got just one other thing to say about Dave. After today, I hope you never do your Roger Blatt impression. Please. I would just like to congratulate all the people going into the Hall of Fame today, because I do know them all. And Dave, whoosh.
Just hand it to him.
Careful.
Whoa.
Top.
Okay, I'll
On the
stop
ceiling.
there.
Yeah.
Didn't get it through the roof yet. It's kind of like the eagle we
It's
saw
on,
yesterday.
it's on film.
Sweet. Thank you, Kenny. I would like to just start out by saying it's a great honor to be selected in the Minneapolis Hall of Fame. I'd like to congratulate the other inductees that are going in this year, and for the induction committee for selecting me and putting my name in, and the support that they have given me, Greg White, Doug Shellum, and everybody else that found me deserving of this award. I'd like to introduce Danielle my daughter, sitting at my table, and her husband, Matt. Unfortunately, my 3 boys decided to take a trip to Ireland. I can't imagine why they wouldn't have been here instead, but they're out there having a very good time. The first time I picked up a bowling ball was during junior bowling in 1972. My family were teachers and moved 10 different times to small towns across 3 states in 10 years. So to find a bowling center was pretty challenging. I only bowled a couple years during those 10 years we were traveling. I ended up in a small town in Candu, North Dakota during my sophomore year and found a town that had a little 8-lane bowling center. So this is when my love for the game actually was jump-started. I'd like to thank my grandmother Holmberg and my grandmother Lutz for getting me started in the sport of bowling. The first bowling ball I had was my grandmother's, an Amflight, rubber, black, blue, and silver bowling ball. And you guys thought I was probably too old to remember something like that, huh? It was quite the ball, and it got me going, and I never, I guess, liked putting my hand in a house bowling ball. I don't know, it just kind of felt weird. So it was nice that my grandparents had, you know, a bowling ball that I could use. This honor is not solely based on my individual accomplishments. Without great teammates the past 26 years, this would not be possible. I'd like to thank the Loons for giving me the initial opportunity to bowl with them at my first USBC National Tournament in Jacksonville, Florida in 1988. It was Wayne Poole, Jim Lindquist, Roger Vlad, and Steve Sir that gave me my first traveling tournament team experience. The past 10 years I've been with Huicos Wizards with John Cryer, Dave Olenek, Ryan Burr, Ken Hollitz, Greg White, and a number of other great guys that are too numerous to mention, for allowing me to be myself around them to show my passion for the sport, both positive and sometimes not so positive. I have kind of a penalty box that I go sit into every now and then to try to gather my thoughts. They allow me to be who I am. One of my fondest memories of this amazing group of guys was May of 2012. My personal life was in a little bit of turmoil, and we were driving to Baton Rouge for a national tournament. I was excited to get out of town for a few days. We ended up bowling a 40-frame tournament. I'd never done this before, so I really had no clue what this was all about. Being in Baton Rouge, there was not much else to do, so I figured, why not? I get there and find out all these different side events to get into. I have no clue what's going on, so I tell the guys, just get me into whatever you need to get me into. Something called a big whammy, big Lucas, woof woof. I'm like, what? I got no idea. Just tell me what you need, and I'll put it in. So I start out really well. I got, I don't know, first 8, 9, 10 strikes, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm not doing too bad. And I was kind of struggling after that. I started losing a carry. I was kind of going into my penalty box, as they say. And the guys are looking at me like, you know, we got you away from the cities. We want you to have a little bit of fun. And I was thinking, you know, that's really what I'm here for. I'm here to enjoy the group of guys that I'm traveling with and to enjoy what we're doing down here. So I gradually pulled myself out with Johnny, Mike Wers kind of pushing me, and I'm, again, looking at scores, like, what do these scores mean? 40 frames? I don't know. So I end up getting the last 6 or 7 in a row to finish. Well, the last shot, we have these little bets that we have along the way, where the last strike in like a no-tap tournament, we all kind of throw a buck out, see if you can get a strike or not. So these guys from Chicago start throwing dollars out. I got the last 5, and I get one more, and I get $100. I'm thinking, hey, that's pretty cool. So we're kind of chattering back and forth as I'm letting the ball go, and the last one goes down, and I'm thinking, all right, I got $100, but better yet, I got that $13 right there in my hands. The guy at the counter goes, you know what you just won? I says, yeah, I just won $100, and I got $13 from these guys from Chicago. I'm pretty happy. He goes, no, you hit something called a big Lucas. I'm like, what is a big Lucas? Well, if you get the first 6 and the last 6, those 12 strikes count for whatever the pot was. And I'm like, okay, what is this? Well, they said it's a little over $5,000. I'm like, I'm walking up on that last shot, jabbering with these guys from Chicago, thinking I'm taking their $12 and I'm happy about it. And somebody at the counter says, "You just won $5,000." Yeah, I was a little bit shook up after that. I'm glad I had no idea that I was throwing for $5,000 in that shot. Page 2. After we get done with the tournament, my teammates decide, or I decide, hey, I'll take you guys out for dinner. Knowing my teammates, these guys are about as cheap as it comes when it comes to dinner. Unfortunately, when somebody else is buying, they think that any place is fair game. So we found a very expensive restaurant. And obviously I had a few dollars on me and I said, that's fine. So we get there, we get done, I'm thinking, oh, that's not too bad, $300, $400, $500. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of fun to share with these guys. Oh no, these guys ordered desserts on top of it. So by the time we get done, it was a little over $600, and for me, it was incredible, and it's a memory that I will always have. I'm guessing that many people only know me through what I've done in the lanes. Hopefully that's been a positive experience. I really don't hide my emotion all that well, whether it is good or bad. I'm very driven, and I don't like to settle for anything less than my expected best. Even if I can't always hit that dime on the lane, right, Kenny? I used to be able to do that. It's a good thing I got LASIK a little while ago, so at least I can see the dime that I'm missing now. I believe that I gained a certain amount of knowledge about the game. That is something that I would like to pass on to friends and family. I know that when I'm bowling in tournaments and I see changing lane conditions, my teammates seem to listen to me with what I have to say. The results that our team has accomplished the past few years have been very rewarding. My children, Chris, Danielle, Andrew, and Derek, have taken an interest in the sport of bowling, and I've been working with them to increase their knowledge of reading lanes and throwing a bowling ball. An interesting situation was presented to me last winter when I was watching this talented person throw a bowling ball on a practice lanes next to our Thursday night league at the Mermaid. Her name was Amber Gerke. I'd watched her bowl a few times in leagues and various tournaments, and I was impressed with how well she threw a bowling ball. But for some reason, she seemed to struggle a little bit on a sport pattern. So as I was bowling that night at Mermaid, I went over and was talking to her. We were talking about the pattern, the conditions. We talked about a few different ways to attack the lane. And I asked her to try a few different shots. Some worked well, some did not. We continued to talk, and I was bowling on a pair that she was practicing on. I asked her if she was interested in working with me to read lane conditions and watch various ball reactions. This is something that will help a person make better adjustments. She said that would be great. I've never coached anyone before, so this was a new challenge, and it's something that has helped me become a better bowler because it re-energized me into what I need to do to become a better player. I've been working on better self-control, which may not have showed up today very well. I guess I maybe should have scratched that one out. I try not to worry about the last shot or the next shot, what anybody else is doing. I try to work on focus and making myself a better player on the lanes. I'm currently bowling with Wico's Wizards tournament team. We have certainly accomplished a great many things together. We are more than just teammates that bowl, travel, and party together. We play golf, as Kenny says, and support each other throughout the year. These special moments and the friendships that we have created will last a lifetime. I am very honored that Brunswick has decided to sponsor our team. The support they've given our tournament team has been really appreciated. I hope that I will still be competitive for the next few years, and this has been a very enjoyable ride. I want to thank everyone for letting me be part of their life and their bowling experiences. Thank you.
That's perfect. Really nice job.
Where's that drink?
You can wear this.
All right, congratulations. Duet's going to Take pictures in the back there, aren't you at? After, okay. Let's see if there's any more pictures of Dave here. No, isn't that awesome? I don't know, how did that work out? Where's the program? Jay Jr.'s next. Jay, are you ready yet? No, we're gonna do Bob. Bob's up here. I know, everybody's telling me. So before I call up Bob's presenter, let me just show you some pictures and say a few words. You know, one of the first things I gotta do is get my phone out. And I remember that because I bowled with Bob at the U, and also his future bride, Diane. And it was great times. We had a lot of fun. The sad thing is, it wasn't my drinking days, so there's a lot of fun times that I really don't remember, but I know we had a good time. Let me just do this here quick. One of the things that I got to get into here is get Bob. There we go. And one of the things that I enjoyed. Let's see if Bob pays attention here. He's really good. Oh, he's looking. Yeah. So anyway, so being on the board, you know, you can read Bob's bio. It's to the T. It's really good. But Roger Blatt got me involved in the association and said, you know, Doug, you need to be involved. They need younger guys. You need to join. So he got me to join, and Bob had already been on for about 5 years. Sam Lanto, probably 2 or 3, right? Let me see, I gotta do some more pictures here. But anyway, one of the fun things was, there's Bob at the Bob Hansen Classic. So we always had side shots, because they're always looking down, they really did bad. But this one here is when Bob, before I joined, and you can see it here, it's pretty fun. We'll keep going. I got as many pictures of Jay, too, so don't worry, Jay. So we're gonna stop there, and I'm gonna turn it over to Bob.
Doug, thank you for introducing me.
Should I call you again? Oh, did I do that?
For those of you who don't know me, I'm known as Mr. Diane usually. I would like to thank the Minneapolis USPC and Doug Shellum and Hall of Fame Committee for this honor tonight. I would also like to thank the other inductees. Chris Skamick, who I had the pleasure of working with for many years on our Masters and Team Challenge tournaments. His work with us and his work with the youth will be missed. I would give Chris a hard time. He just rolls his eyes, look at Diane and says, and you're married to him. I've had the pleasure of working with Jay Joyner with all of his contributions to the Minneapolis Association. His leadership and help on legal matters have been irreplaceable. And also Dave Lutz, my former teammate down at Nokomis Lanes at Wally World. Dave has been and is one of the best competitors still in the game. I've seen Dave do amazing things with the bowling ball and some of them on the lanes.
Thank you. Oh, that deserves a round of applause.
I had the pleasure of bowling with Dave this year down at Treasure Island, and we had a great time, even though he made much fun of my 300 game. 2 of the strikes were alike. I'd like to introduce some of the people at my table tonight. I have some of my teammates from my High Score North team, Greg Salmons, Jimmy Malinsky, Hank McNeely. Thanks, Hank. I also have my son, Steven. My son, David, is in Vienna on his honeymoon tonight. My wife, Diane. My sister, Gloria, and her husband, Brian. After 22 years of attending Hall of Fame ceremonies, here in St. Paul in the state, there are 2 things that I've learned to be grateful for. Whenever Jimmy Lindquist was going to introduce somebody, tell a story, he knew the event would be worth the price of admission. Secondly, I'd also like to say that thank God Rich Anderson never bowled much in Minneapolis. A lot of little inside jokes tonight. My speech tonight is in 2 parts, bowling and service. Starting when I bowled at Laurie Lanes as a youth bowler, up to the U of M. I have made many great teammates over the years. A lot of my teammates have been Hall of Fame members. I've been lucky enough to call teammates Greg Arnson, Carl Vitek, Don Nortness. Don and I, when I was in college, were on the same team. Clark Holzer, Butch Kessler, Doug Shellum, Darren Hansen, Ken Veerling, Chuck Fashaw, Brad Subak, Kenny Worms, Scott Sodergren, Doug Shellum.
Wow, I made it twice.
Yes, you did. Bob Miller, Chris Geister, Tom Corbett, John East, and my lifetime bowling partner, Diana. On the service side, some of the most rewarding things has been to see all of these bowlers over the years. From being a league secretary at Laurie Lanes, Apache Plaza, Village North, Maple Lanes. There's a trend here, I can't hold the job. And a lot of fun running the Budweiser All-Star League. That was a unique league with a lot of unique opportunities, bowlers, egos, but we had a great time. One of my bowlers here, a lifetime Bud League Championship member. Thanks. Serving the Minneapolis Association has been very rewarding. But I have one question. Minneapolis, we're going to answer it tonight. Between Minneapolis and St. Paul, which association wins? Minneapolis does some great things, as does St. Paul, because we both have awesome volunteers. So the winner is you, the bowlers. Most of you are lucky enough. I think everybody here does bowl in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And I think you're very lucky compared to other parts of the country. Things that I have learned in the countless hours of attending meetings and going to conventions are the following. Things always get done because of the work by the volunteers, from our youth to the seniors. And I'd like to thank everyone who has helped over the years. A few other things. Gert and Dick Fink are two of the best people bowling has ever had, and we've been lucky to have them. Thanks, Gert. Doug Shellum. He's not crazy, he's just Doug. Sam Lanto. I've slept with Sam Lanto. In Reno. Butch Kessler. Butch will tell you what he thinks. And he can do brackets with a deck of cards. Diana Wentworth likes olives in her beer. Lois Dish likes Tanqueray. Joe Gaspar drinks rum. I see a trend here. Teresa Bolduck really does have an inside voice. Tom Bunsen will always help when asked, and even help sometimes when he's not asked. I know why Phil Hoysen used to be called Schmitty. Ken Veerling loved to hear his own voice. Diana Kakis. If Donnie Osmond ever bowls in Minneapolis, he will not have to pay dues. Tom Casper seemed to have a lot of choir practice. Harry Stewart likes Crown Royal and really, really, really likes to hear his voice. But to anyone I've missed, it has been very fun. Thanks to all of you people, especially all of the bowlers, all the volunteers. And lastly, a special thank you to two of my old teammates and board members who are not here tonight, Ken Beerling and Denny Wardlow. We miss you guys. Thank you very much for the honor.
I'm just going to have you tell us one story, well, real quick. Tom will get a kick out of this, right? So tell us about the time you were in the Bud League and you pulled somebody, okay?
Oh. I got to pull John East after shooting back-to-back 230s. We're at the Rose Bowl, last night of the season almost. All the scores are being shattered. I never had a 300 at that time, so I said, John, I'll go in the third game, throw the first strike, you come in for me, shoot a 300, and I'll finally get a ring. I throw the first strike, I come back, John's got his shoes on, well, he never took his sweater off. And luckily I shot a 240 game, but that's the high point of my coaching career. one thing.
Yeah.
Another high point of working the tournaments was to be able to see my two sons in the 100 City Tournament win the doubles event, and my one son win the scratch all events.
Well, there was a reason why I made you stay up here. So now, you know, I work tirelessly to put these together accurately. I get information, I interview, and I put it out there. So there is one piece of missing information in here. So you guys gotta look for it and see if you can find it, okay? And then let me know if you found it. You gotta get your tie. There you go. You still don't owe me for that one either. There's no stain on it. It's brand new out of the package. I put it on. It's got some wrinkles. So now, of course, you know, switching things around, we're back to Jay, and everybody's studying that. I love it. Study that, read that. So Jay, you know, I've got some stories. One of the first tournaments I bowled as a junior was at Joiners, and I was bowling. It was a state tournament for the juniors, and I was up there. It wasn't one of Gary's tournaments, but it was up there at Joiners, and I was bowling really well. And I don't know, I was probably 10, 11, 12, but there was a guy from Rochester that just cleaned my clock, and I finished second. But I'll tell you, there's great memories of your mom and dad up there, and just remembering, you know, what they stood for as far as bowlers. And I'll tell you, you started what age? I gotta look at that. I wrote that, but 8, 7, 8, and your whole life. It probably started at 0, but you know, working there, you know, they're gonna figure out. But I'm gonna let's throw some pictures up there, and then I'll call up your presenter. We've got some good classic pictures here of Jay, so thanks to Duet, and you know, the memories here. You know, here's one here. That's pretty cool. Hair. And look at that one. I like the white belt. I mean, that's classic. You know, you can. I think I had 2 white belts, so you can tell what time that was. Another good picture of Jay. Always has a smile on his face. Always saying, okay, hey, what do we got to do? Well, let me call up Tom Birkin, and he's going to say some few words. I got something up here for him, too. So I'll bring it up here. There you go. We've been working on this for a while, so.
I know it. You were busy outside. I'm Tom Birkin. I bowled with Jay for, about 12 years. And during this time, I really was, before tonight, trying to think of some humorous or embarrassing moment. But I found out Jay is pretty squeaky clean. He knows. Being an attorney, he knows what to say, when to say it, and where to say it. But I was not to be deterred. I did go out and contact a lot of people trying to dig up some stories on Jay. All those that I've called to try to get some information, raise your hands. Jay, I was pretty busy, wasn't I? Unfortunately, you know what I came up with? All that digging? Dirt. I couldn't find any real dirt, so I went to Roost Garden, dug it up in a flower garden, and I stumbled upon your pond. Jay's got a pond in his backyard that has goldfish. And these goldfish are about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. They look like Mississippi carp. But I found out tonight that the fish are no longer there. They had a big egret, a white egret, come and munch on them. So they lost a lot of fish. But seriously, when I did talk about, and I called people and friends, some common themes came out. Jay's a great guy. Jay's a friend. And he's made a significant impact on the Minneapolis Bowling Association with his volunteerism. He's also an excellent bowler. According to Roger
Roger, you've been talked about a lot tonight. Don't you do anything? That he carries everything. Well, here's to refute that. Jay's got a few of his bowling accomplishments up there. And I think there's probably another one. Okay. Oh, that was a double. He got another one. So, he doesn't carry everything, Roger. Also, which, you know, Doug brought up, it is kind of a family affair for this Hall of Fame for Jay, mother, father, son. I think that's really cool. I've just had a CRS moment, can't remember stuff. As you get my age, it happens. But you can read more about Jay's contribution in his bowling a bit. I mean, his bio that you can read in front of you. With that said, I'd like to introduce, you know, a good friend, a teammate, and winner of 3 gold medals in bowling in last week's Senior Bowling Games. So, Jay.
You can return this to the retired.
Tom's a hard person to follow. Well, thanks everyone. It's humbling and exciting to be here at the same time. I want to congratulate Bob and Dave on their inductions tonight. I'm sad that Chris isn't here tonight. I'm happy that his contributions are being recognized. Several decades running youth tournaments and much more. I want to thank the Hall of Fame members and the board for allowing me to join this wonderful group tonight. I'm also grateful that my parents started a bowling center when I was 8 and got to bowl and hang out and had a lot of fun. Also thank my wife Ruth Elaine for her indulgence and and her support for allowing me to bowl and to be involved in all these things. I think we learn service best by example, and in this room I'm humbled by the contributions of all the people in this room. I think if you added it up, there's probably 1,000 years of contribution here. When I look around, it's pretty remarkable. Excuse me. I think back of my parents. My mother was a Sunday school teacher for decades. She served in the Brooklyn Park Lionesses. She served in the Bowling Proprietors Association. My dad, Al, was a dedicated Lion for decades. He served in the American Legion, in the Bowling Proprietors Association, and he was the first city clerk for the city of Brooklyn Park when they were transitioning from a township to a city. Tonight, my uncle is here, Lynn. He served for decades in the Brooklyn Park Lions. He founded a nonprofit drum and bugle corps not too long ago. And years ago, he founded a civic project which was called the Brooklyn Park Sentinel newspaper. My sister, and he's here with his wife Bonnie and his daughter Heather.
CSR.
CSR. So it is. My sister Pam is here with her husband Peter. Pam has served in the Bowling Proprietors Association and many other ways as well. And my wife Ruth Elaine has served on many different associations involving autism and helping others that way. So I say that just because at every table in this room people are serving, and it's a wonderful thing to do, and it's important. I started reflecting about tonight and thinking about, bowling is a sport and it's exciting and it's fun. Is it important? Is it good? Is it significant? And we can thank people that research this, and they tell us that it really is. There are professors and sociologists that study this, and they measure something called social capital. And that social capital is that network between people where they support each other and they meet each other and they celebrate together. And in communities across the country that have more social capital, their lives are better. And that's what we have. We are contributing that to that social capital. And there's hundreds of official studies that'll that'll prove that. And here in the room, we are contributing in different ways. We have coaches. I know Tom is a coach. Many of you are coaches. You're inspiring young people and helping others. Pro shop owners share their knowledge with others. Proprietors often open their doors early. They come, they create clean, bright, friendly environments for us to play in. The board members, local and state, that arrange tournaments and they activities, and they help govern and give us an organization. The staff at our bowling office, they answer the phones, respond to questions, and process awards. The tournament volunteers, I really want to thank. They are showing up early and they go home late, weekend after weekend. Our city tournament runs 5 weekends. That's 10, Saturdays and Sundays total. And they come early, they leave late, and they process things for all the tournament bowlers. It's really important. League secretaries are important. Jewett and Pat Holseth and Tom and Patty Havlish are journalists for bowling in Minnesota, and they have to be thanked and appreciated. Without that, we don't have the connection with each other. We were given a framework that started over 100 years ago to maintain leagues and the association. We've done a good job of perpetuating that, improving it in some ways. I'm pleased that I've had a chance to be part of that. Our work is really good for the community. It does benefit thousands of other people, and that's my message tonight. I'm grateful to be with you and have a chance to be part of this wonderful organization. Thank you very much.
Photo op.
Just hold it there. Okay.
Good job.
I'm going to keep your notes. No, you learn a lot about people when you read their notes, I mean, mine, I don't have any tonight. So now, Jane, are you ready? Are you? All right. So certainly you've all heard about our next inductee, Chris Gamick. I am fortunate to have been one of those that has touched by his life, and certainly Bob and I and Phil can attest to that because we had just an awesome time. So here's Chris and Elaine and Bonnie, but I'm going to turn it over to Jane. Jane's going to speak for the family this evening.
I never dreamt that someday I would be speaking to a bowling audience, but I was honored and terrified when Elaine Gamick asked if I would speak about Chris and his MJBT tournament at this banquet. The first MJBT tournament I attended was when my oldest son, Jared, bowled his first tournament at Southtown. The whole day was a little intimidating. There must have been over 70 bowlers and a large bowling center and a very business-like tournament director in charge. I can still hear Chris's booming "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen," followed by an even louder repeat if he didn't get the response to his first greeting. It was a long day, but everything had an order to it, and Chris made it exciting and challenging, and something my son knew he would want to come back and continue to compete in. For the years I came as a spectator, simply to cheer for my son. It became obvious as an observer through those early years that Chris's dedication to this tournament was outstanding. It always appeared to run flawlessly, but just last year, Chris shared a philosophy with me. If nobody knew there was a mistake, then it never happened. So perhaps a mistake or two did happen over the years, but we'll never know. When my son Cam began to compete, I started to know Chris and his right-hand person, Linda White, a little better by asking them questions about the tournament and its beginning. I learned to appreciate his sassy and sarcastic sense of humor, and went from being simply Mom, as he called all of the bowler moms, to being Jane. Then one day I was handed a clipboard and asked to help collect scores for brackets. The next thing I knew, I was sitting behind the tournament desk, helping by entering scores into the laptop. I loved it. There was no pay, but the company I kept at that desk was both hardworking and hilarious. What people never realized was that Chris rarely took pay for himself as director either. Possibly for gas money for Duluth, or Alex, or Spam Town, as he called Austin. But he continually put the director's portion of the entry fee back into the scholarship fund for the bowlers, rather than taking that money for himself. What I learned about Chris is that this tournament was his baby. All those youth bowlers were his kids. He referred to himself as Tour Boss Chris, and he ran this tournament into its 20th season. He challenged these bowlers by having the centers put out sport shots, refusing to make this an easy tournament for anyone. Chris did not tolerate his bowlers treating each other disrespectfully or acting inappropriately. He had expectations and stood behind the tournament rules and regulations that he created and meticulously maintained, updating yearly. There were fines doled out, whether bowlers or parents protested or not, for bad language, for kicking and hitting equipment, for not filling out score sheets completely or accurately, and for dress code violations. These fines were not mean-spirited. Chris added this money to the prize fund, so the fines were used as both a learning tool and a contribution to scholarship. He continually complained to bowlers about their lack of math skills, but I can't say I ever saw a fine for that. As much as Chris demanded respect, he still would get laughs with his comments. One of his repeat comments being, "Bring your friends and enemies to future events." And when a bowler made it to match play for the first time, his greeting to them was, "Welcome to the big show." And my personal favorite, there would always be a number of bowlers who would come to the desk first thing in the morning and innocently ask, "What kind of a shot is it today?" And he would look them right in the eye and say, "A bowling shot." Through this amazing tournament, which Chris ran and grew, there has been a total of over $861,000 in scholarship money awarded, which averages $43,000 per season. In addition, every season there is an opportunity for approximately 12 bowlers to earn spots at Junior Gold, providing yet another chance for his bowlers to earn scholarship money, as well as an amazing experience competing at a national level. For Chris, it was all about the youth bowlers, giving them his time and energy, not only providing the chance to earn scholarship money for their education, but also helping them to mature and grow as people. He was passionate about the Jamie Tisher Memorial Sportsmanship Award and what that stood for. As Linda and I learned throughout this past season, as we became more involved, he had maintained incredible detailed records in order to calculate the numerous year-end awards, such as perfect attendance, male and female Rookie of the Year, male and female Bowler of the Year, and the All-Star Team. He managed the MJBT website and the MJBT Facebook page. He worked with the USBC staff in order to process the Junior Gold applications and paperwork, as well as allocating all the funds into individual bowlers' SMART scholarship accounts. Although the last tournament Chris was able to attend was in December, he remained in charge until he passed away on May 18th. Chris's health challenges and hospitalizations did not stop him from participating in the running of his tournament. As late as May, he had the MJBT laptop in his hospital room, instructing me on how to update the website, along with giving me his thoughts on which centers he would like to hold future events at. Chris was the heart of the MJBT. When it was announced at the May event that we lost Chris that morning, there was absolute silence from bowlers and families. A tournament never went by that Linda and I weren't continually asked how Chris was doing and when would he be back at the desk. It seemed impossible that a man of his determination and strength could be gone. It is Linda White's goal to continue to run and grow the tournament with the care and dedication that Chris has shown for the past 20 years. We owe him so much for what he has done for all of his kids, past and present. Thank you.
Elaine, do you want to come up? Or do you want to just, we'll
I
bring
like
it to
my
you?
walker though.
Okay.
Is this on?
Oh, you turned it off. Good job.
Way to blame someone else. Haven't changed at all, have you?
I really don't know what all I can say about him. There's been so much publicity about him, and the Facebook comments and things that we got were just fantastic. I did want to say that we both started bowling at the same time. He was like 7 years old, I believe, at Carriage House many, many years ago. And the only big argument I had with him about his bowling was that he would not go to a bigger ball. He was using a 6 or 7 pound ball when he was 10 or 12 years old, and he was, you know, like throwing a basketball or something. And I finally found a 12 pound, I believe it was, at a garage or at a Goodwill store for $1. Didn't have much money at that time, and convinced him to use it. He finally did. He would bowl a half a game, and he's done. Too heavy. Can't throw that ball. Too heavy. But when he finally started to actually use it, he improved his average 15 pins in 1 week. So I think then he decided maybe it was not that damn heavy that he could do it. So I didn't tell him much of anything anymore after that. He did it all on his own. He was a private person, and with his MJBT business, I really don't know that much about it, frankly, because he never shared with me. I had my thing at the lanes with the kids, and he had his thing with the older kids, and that's the way it was. I did ask him a couple of times, what happens? If something happens to you, what am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to call? What am I supposed to do about it? I don't know anything about it. And he said, don't worry about it, it's all taken care of. And people like Jane were taking care of it. So I really thank you for that. She's done a marvelous job, her and Linda does intend to keep it up. And I just think it's fantastic that they're now over 800,000. What is it? $861,000. Also, I will mention another great honor he had was those kids who did go to the Junior Gold this year all wore shirts with a ribbon on it that said Chris Gamick. Every kid from Minnesota had one of those shirts. And I was told that everybody there knew who was from Minnesota. And so I think that was really great that they honored him like that. So, and thank you for your comments here. It's great. Thank you. Oh, my nose is running away.
Oh, I'll Photoshop it out.
You want to carry this back to the table for me? Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Did it vibrate out of your hand?
Was trying to hide from me.
Bob called you, didn't he?
We have a couple special awards tonight. Certainly, you've heard about Dick and Gert and what they've done, and there's more stories there about their bowling career. But can I have Jim Madden, Joe Gaspar, Phil Hoyson and Bob Margette come on up, because these are past recipients. Why? Come on up here. So, the Dick and Gert Fink Award are, and Harry Stewart was also awarded in 2010, but I won't ask him to come up. This award is for those special people who have gone beyond the normal efforts to promote the sport and game of bowling. This award is for the bowler who unselfishly donate their time and to help all bowlers, be it to help one bowler at a time, one league, one center, or all the bowlers in the city. These special people do this day after day, week after week, session after session, year after year. They devote their time day and night, weekends, weekdays, weekends, summer, winter, any time of the year. Sometimes we see these special people working with the bowler, or these are the people we do not see. The people who get to go to meeting after meeting to arrange their league tournaments and coaching or just promoting. They do it for men, women, juniors, seniors. They serve 120 average bowler or the 220 average bowler, or 240 average bowler nowadays, right? Or 250 average bowler. These special people don't donate their time or money for glory. They do it for one reason, for the game of bowling. And all of the great people who are bowlers. We sometimes take these people for granted, but tonight we're gonna recognize the efforts of one of these special people. So Dick Fink was given this award at in Bloomington in 1999, and that was fun. And you got to see that picture. Let me go back and show it to you. That was Jack Mordini in the middle here, and that, you know, was when he got his national award. So we thought it was only fitting that he, you know, get the Dick Fink Lifetime Achievement Award for, you know, setting the example and setting the bar. You know, and I'll let Gert speak a little later about that. But certainly we've got some of the, you know, you look at these guys and you go, wow. I think there's 1,000 years of service right here, right? And then Harry Stewart was, so Dick Fink, Jim Madden was given the award to his surprise in 2003. Joe Gaspar was surprised in 2005. Phil Hoyson in 2007. Bob Margette in 2008. And Harry Stewart in 2010. So let's see what this holds to offer. We saw that. One. I'm with you. It's kind of exciting, isn't it? Drum roll. Now watch it get big now. There you go. Who will it be? Okay. That's what I'm thinking, right? You're all on the edge of your seats? Yep. Okay. Tom Bunsen. You know, I had the privilege of teasing Tom earlier about his flair. You know, that one jacket, I think there was maybe 35, 40, but there was another time where there was 50 or 60 on that thing, and I think it was, right, Bet?
I made a vest, so you can put all the rest of
There you go. So, there he is. So I'll have you reach back there and grab that top one, or bottom one. Let me do the bottom one. Do that right? I did. Pull that out. Open that up. Get a picture. Kind of demanding, aren't I? I can do that when I'm the chairperson. So let me get out of the way. Maybe move over, or we'll get another picture with you guys. But this is a special moment. Certainly, just given today. You know, Tom knowing that I was going to be off running an MSC tournament. You know, all of this got set up, and I didn't have to ask. It was just done. I mean, that's the kind of, every one of these guys would do that for me. So, you know, and I know Phil's done it for, I think, 14 years. And you would too. I know, and you did. Thank you. So, we'll get a picture of you guys later, but, Tom, do you want to speak?
Yes, I would.
All right.
You all know me. Been around for a long time. This is one of the greatest awards you can receive. to be in the class with Dick Fink, Phil Hoyson, Joe Gaspar, Jim Madden, Bob Marquette, Harry Stewart. Wow. I've been a director since 1985, and I love this game. And I just like to see it prosper. I keep digging and making it go, because that's what it's about. This game is my life. It's a part of me. And thank you, my beautiful wife, for everything you do for me. I finally convinced her to become a director, so she's a director on our board too. So she's always there with me. But thank you. Thank you. This is a fantastic award.
All right, let's switch folders. As you saw me go get them, so I had them with me, right? This one here, I mean, just serving on the Hall of Fame committee with Gert. I remember over at Luxury Lanes, being in the daycare, holding onto the little bars and looking through and watching my mom and Gert bowl, right? Gert's always been in my life. It's really cool. Certainly, you know, never had the privilege of having her coach me. Like, how many in here have been coached by Gert? Let's see. I know Phil. You know, there's quite a few in here. So, Carol, let's see. Gert Fink got. We created the award, the Gert Fink Lifetime Achievement Award in 2006. Certainly amazing. And then 2009, Carol Plumley received it, and 2011, Joette Holseth received it, and that was fun to surprise her with that. So there's let's see what we got here. The whole dissertation. So it's very similar to the last one. So this award is for the woman who's gone above and beyond normal efforts to promote the sport and game of bowling. This award is for the individual who has unselfishly donated personal time to help all bowlers. Not only giving of her time and energy to bowling, but also due to many charities endeavors of the visitors of the Minneapolis bowling family. This woman also devotes many countless hours, days and nights, weekends, weekdays, weekends, and all year long. But we may see this special individual working with the bowler, busy making things happen behind the scenes. This person goes to meeting after meeting, ranging from leagues or tournaments, coaching or promotions. She does it for the men and women, the juniors and the seniors, for the 80 to 200 average bowler. This special individual does not donate her time for glory, but rather for the love of bowling and for all the great friends and people she meets along the way. We sometimes take this kind of person for granted, but tonight we're going to recognize the efforts of this one special lady. So I'm just going to bring this over to Gert, since it makes it a lot easier. And then it just worked.
Oh, you turned it off. Good job.
We're gonna blame someone else. Haven't changed at all, have you?
I really don't know what all I can say about him. There's been so much publicity about him, and the Facebook comments and things that we got were just fantastic. I did want to say that we both started bowling at the same time. He was like 7 years old, I believe, at Carriage House many years ago. And the only big argument I had with him about his bowling was that he would not go to a bigger ball. He was using a 6 or 7 pound ball when he was 10 or 12 years old, and he was, you know, like throwing a basketball or something. And I finally found a 12 pound, I believe it was, at a garage or at a Goodwill store for $1. Didn't have much money at that time, and convinced him to use it. He finally did. He would bowl a half a game, and he's done. Too heavy. Can't throw that ball. Too heavy. But when he finally started to actually use it, he improved his average 15 pins in 1 week. So I think then he decided maybe it was not that damn heavy that he could do it. So I didn't tell him much of anything anymore after that. He did it all on his own. He was a private person, and with his MJBT business, I really don't know that much about it, frankly, because he never shared with me. I had my thing at the lanes with the kids, and he had his thing with the older kids. And that's the way it was. I did ask him a couple of times, what happens? If something happens to you, what am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to call? What am I supposed to do about it? I don't know anything about it. And he said, don't worry about it, it's all taken care of. And people like Jane were taking care of it. So I really thank you for that. She's done a marvelous job, her and Linda. And Linda does intend to keep it up. And I just think it's fantastic that they're now over 800,000. What is it? $861,000. Also, I will mention another great honor he had was those kids who did go to the Junior Gold this year all wore shirts with a ribbon on it that said Chris Gamick. Every kid from Minnesota had one of those shirts. And I was told that everybody there knew who was from Minnesota. And so I think that was really great that they honored him like that. So, and thank you for your comments here, it's great. Thank you. Oh, you want to take pictures? My nose is running away.
Oh, I'll Photoshop it out.
You want to carry this back to the table for me? Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Did it vibrate out of your hand?
Was trying to hide from me.
Bob called you, didn't he?
We have a couple special awards tonight. Certainly, you've heard about Dick and Gert and what they've done, and there's more stories there about their bowling career. But can I have Jim Madden, Joe Gaspar, Phil Hoyson, and Bob Margette come on up, because these are past recipients. Why? Come on up here. So, the Dick and Gert Fink Award are, and Harry Stewart was also awarded in 2010, but I won't ask him to come up. This award is for those special people who have gone beyond the normal efforts to promote the sport and game of bowling. This award is for the bowler who unselfishly donate their time and to help all bowlers, be it to help one bowler at a time, one league, one center, or all the bowlers in the city. These special people do this day after day, week after week, session after session, year after year. They devote their time day and night, weekends, weekdays, weekends, summer, winter, any time of the year. Sometimes we see these special people working with the bowler, or these are the people we do not see. The people who get to go to meeting after meeting to arrange their league tournaments and coaching or just promoting. They do it for men, women, juniors, seniors. They serve 120 average bowler or the 220 average bowler, or 240 average bowler nowadays, right? Or 250 average bowler. These special people don't donate their time or money for glory. They do it for one reason, for the game of bowling. And all of the great people who are bowlers. We sometimes take these people for granted, but tonight we're gonna recognize the efforts of one of these special people. So Dick Fink was given this award in Bloomington in 1999, and that was fun, and you got to see that picture. Let me go back and show it to you. That was Jack Mordini in the middle here. And that, you know, was when he got his national award. So we thought it was only fitting that he, you know, get a Dick Fink Lifetime Achievement Award for, you know, setting the example and setting the bar. You know, and I'll let Gert speak a little later about that. But certainly we've got some of the, you know, you look at these guys and you go, wow. I think there's 1,000 years of service right here, right? And then Harry Stewart was, so Dick Fink, Jim Madden was given the award to his surprise in 2003. Joe Gaspar was surprised in 2005. Phil Hoyson in 2007. Bob Margette in 2008. And Harry Stewart in 2010. So let's see what this holds to offer. We saw that. Go on. I'm with you. It's kind of exciting, isn't it? Drum roll. Now watch it get big now. There you go. Who will it be? Okay. That's what I'm thinking, right? You're all on the edge of your seats? Yep. Okay. Tom Bunsen. I had the privilege of teasing Tom earlier about his flair. You know, that one jacket, I think there was maybe 35, 40, but there was another time where there was 50 or 60 on that thing, and I think it was, right, Bet?
I made a vest, so you can put all the rest of
There you go. So, there he is. So I'll have you reach back there and grab that top one, or bottom one. Let me do the bottom one. Did I do that right? I did. Pull that out. Open that up. Get a picture. Kind of demanding, aren't I? I can do that when I'm the chairperson. So let me get out of the way. Maybe move over, or we'll get another picture with you guys, but this is a special moment, certainly just given today, you know, Tom knowing that I was going to be off running an MSC tournament, you know, all of this got set up and I didn't have to ask, it was just done. I mean, that's the kind of, every one of these guys would do that for me, so, you know, and I know Phil's done it for, I think, 14 years. And you would too. I know, and you did. Thank you. So we'll get a picture of you guys later, but Tom, do you want to speak?
Yes, I would.
All right.
You all know me. Been around for a long time. This is one of the greatest awards you could receive. To be in the class with Dick Fink, Phil Hoyson, Joe Gaspar, Jim Madden, Bob Margette, Harry Stewart. Wow. I've been a director since 1985. And I love this game, and I just like to see it prosper. I keep digging and making it go, because that's what it's about. This game is my life. It's a part of me. And thank you, my beautiful wife, for everything you do for me. I finally convinced her to become a director, so she's a director on our board too. So she's always there with me. But thank you. Thank you. This is a fantastic award.
All right, let's switch folders. As you saw me go get them, so I had them with me, right? This one here, I mean, just serving on the Hall of Fame committee with Gert. I remember over at Luxury Lanes, being in the daycare, holding onto the little bars and looking through and watching my mom and Gert bowl, right? Gert's always been in my life. It's really cool. Certainly, you know, never had the privilege of having her coach me. Like, how many in here have been coached by Gert? Let's see. I know Phil. You know, there's quite a few in here. So, Carol, let's see, Gert Fink, we created the award, the Gert Fink Lifetime Achievement Award in 2006. Certainly amazing. And then 2009, Carol Plumley received it, and 2011, Joette Holseth received it. And that was fun to surprise her with that. So there's let's see what we got here, the whole dissertation. So it's very similar to the last one. So this award is for the woman who's gone above and beyond normal efforts to promote the sport and game of bowling. This award is for the individual who has unselfishly donated personal time to help all bowlers, not only giving of her time and energy to bowling, but also due to many charities endeavors of the visitors of the Minneapolis bowling family. This woman also devotes many countless hours, days and nights, weekends, weekdays, weekends, and all year long. But we may see this special individual working with the bowler, busy making things happen behind the scenes. This person goes to meeting after meeting, ranging from leagues or tournaments, coaching or promotions. She does it for the men and women, the juniors and the seniors, for the 80 to 200 average bowler. This special individual does not donate her time for glory, but rather for the love of bowling and for all the great friends and people she meets along the way. We sometimes take this kind of person for granted, but tonight we're going to recognize the efforts of this one special lady. So I'm just going to bring this over to Gert, it makes it a lot easier. And then it just
I'm over that now. I used to tell a lot of stories, good and bad. But anyhow, when my name came up, I said, Lifetime Achievement Award, what the heck have I done lately? But anyhow, bowling has been as good to me as it could be to anybody. It was just my life, along with my family. And my family were so good about every day that I spent with bowling, and they all loved it. And now, if they were here tonight, they'd say, here we go again. And I'm anxious to see who's going to get the award tonight, because that's the important person. And all of you know, if any of you have been with me on some of the parties that we used to have, I've enjoyed a lot of life. And you got a lot of time to enjoy it when you get to be 9,000. But here I am, 93 years old. And I'm a happy, happy person. Oh, let me see. Carol Zeter. My God. Oh, you know, I've known Carol since she was a little pants sweater.
You've known a lot of people since you were pants.
I know.
As long as me, right?
We've had a lot of good times. I wish Fred was here, because he's a wonderful, wonderful husband. But he always kids me, because the first time I met him, I thought, holy crime, what a nut. And I kind of let him know that. He just tells me about it every so often. But I want to thank everybody here. Those of you who I've known for a long time, and those that I've only met maybe tonight. And thanks for all the good times. And good Lord willing, I'll be here. Well, maybe I'll hit 100. Who knows? Oh my Lord, oh Lord. Okay, thank you very much.
Don't really know
what to say. I want to thank you for this great honor, and especially with it being your skirt. And I just, I started out bowling, loved bowling, and then when I couldn't bowl anymore, really got into the, organization part of it. I just love it and love still going to the tournaments and working at and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it, and that's something I got from my dad and from my mom, who's here today also. Thank you.
Here's some more stories.
Her mother's sitting next to her.
So it kind of worked out tonight, didn't it? Huh? And it wasn't even planned. So what do we got? Our volunteers. Certainly we can't do it without everybody, so thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. We've got to thank the Boulevard Hotel. Certainly everybody asked me where the Boulevard Hotel is, and I said, it's really easy. Just remember where you went last year, the Crown Hotel? Go to that hotel, okay? So thank you very much, Boulevard Hotel. Let's hear it for them today. I certainly had a wonderful meal, so hopefully you all did too, and I would like to hear from everybody whether it was or wasn't, so thank you. I think this is the time where we announce our next year, so you can plan ahead. Sunday, August 16th. We're going to certainly throw this in the hat, but we're always looking for centers or locations. So if you have any, please call any of the Hall of Fame committee members and let us know. We'd appreciate that. And what's that? There's probably an MSC that day. So Roger, help me out on that. Raffle time. Hey, let's turn it over to Butch.